The world of modern fast fashion looks like a pair of jeans for $15, a dress for $12, and an entire wardrobe for less than the cost of a single meal at a nice restaurant. And at the center of it is a $100 billion company from China called Shein that is exploiting a loophole in American law. I've seen it all. For nearly 25 years, I worked at the DOJ, where I investigated some of the largest antitrust cases in the country. Now in retirement, I'm working for you. Welcome to the Antitrust Insider. Shein isn't just about cheap clothes and savvy marketing. It's also about a gaping loophole in American law that allows a corporate giant to operate on a playing field so tilted in its favor that its competitors don't stand a chance. Shein ships millions of packages directly to American consumers every day while seemingly bypassing the very rules designed to ensure fair play, protect intellectual property, and enforce basic labor standards. Segment 1. The de minimis doctrine, the unintended gateway. To understand Shein's model, we need to first travel back to 1930 and the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act. In an effort to simplify customs for both the government and citizens, the U.S. established what is known as the de minimis rule. The rationale was that it wasn't worth the time and expense for U.S. Customs and Border Protection to meticulously inspect and tax every single low-value item entering the country. For decades, this was a minor provision and the de minimis threshold was slowly raised, but it made a huge jump in 2016 when it was lifted from $200 to $800 per person per day. Obviously, this wasn't done with Shein in mind. It was largely done to facilitate legitimate trade and returning tourists. But this change inadvertently created a pathway for direct-to-consumer e-commerce from overseas. This is essentially the foundation of Shein's logistical advantage. When you order $15 sneakers from Shein, they're not packed into a giant container with thousands of other items where they'll be subject to bulk tariffs, import duties, and closer inspection. Instead, each item or each small customer order is shipped as an individual package. Because its declared value is under $800, it sails right through U.S. Customs largely uninspected and completely untaxed. Let's contrast this with a traditional retailer like Zara. They import clothing in massive shipping containers. Those containers are subject to tariffs. For example, the tariff on a standard synthetic fiber garment can be around 16%. They also face delays for inspections and the administrative costs of compliance. Shein, by operating a direct-to-consumer model, sidesteps this altogether. It's estimated that Shein and its competitor Temu ship over 600,000 packages a day into the U.S. under the de minimis provision. Segment 2. Beyond tariffs, the trio of unchecked advantages. First, there's the data and AI advantage. Shein is not a clothing company that uses technology, it's a technology company that sells clothing. Its entire operation is driven by a proprietary and extremely effective algorithm. It produces thousands of new designs every single day, which is a number that easily dwarfs any traditional retailer. Then, it releases these designs in tiny batches and simply watches. It monitors social media, tracks live sales data, and sees what you click on, what you linger over, and what you buy. The designs that get even a slight uptick in engagement are immediately put into mass production. The ones that flop are discontinued. This is an instant form of market research that eliminates all the guesswork. Traditional retailers plan their seasons months in advance, while Shein creates fashion trends in real time. The second advantage is the issue with intellectual property theft. This real-time test and reorder model creates a steady need for new designs. While Shein has some in-house designers, the scale and speed of its operation have consistently been linked to the copying of independent artists and established brands. Graphic designs, unique prints, and even the specific cuts of garments from small designers are scanned from social media, replicated with cheap labor, and sold on their platform before the original artist even has a chance to build inventory. This is where the de minimis loophole comes back into play. Not only does it provide a tariff advantage, but it actually provides an enforcement shield. For a small designer in the US, filing a complaint against a single sub-$800 package is a logistical and financial nightmare. The system is designed to let these packages flow, not to halt them for IP review. The legal burden is entirely on the small designer, who must navigate a complex, expensive, and slow process to try to get a single item delisted, only for 10 more copied designs to appear tomorrow.
Oh, screw that!
The third advantage is the supply chain. Shein's headquarters are in Singapore, but its core operations and manufacturing are firmly rooted in the Pearl River Delta region of China. It has developed a network of thousands of small contracted factories close to its logistical hubs. This on-demand manufacturing system means it holds very little inventory, which reduces both costs and risk. More importantly, this decentralized network makes it incredibly difficult to monitor for labor violations. While Shein claims it has strict standards, the opaqueness of its system has led to persistent and credible allegations concerning forced labor. Segment 3, the antitrust and regulatory black hole. So, we have a company that benefits from a massive tariff loophole, employs potentially predatory data practices, operates in a gray area of intellectual property law, and has a supply chain that is notoriously difficult to audit. This brings us to the core antitrust and competition issue. The combined effect of these advantages creates an insurmountable barrier to fair competition. American companies and small designers pay tariffs, provide healthcare to their workers, adhere to U.S. copyright law, and pay U.S. taxes. They can't possibly compete on price with an entity that is effectively exempt from all of these. As for regulation, the existing legal framework simply hasn't caught up to this new digital reality. There is, however, a bipartisan coalition pushing to close the de minimis loophole, at least for countries that don't grant the US the same tariff-free access, with China at the top of that list. Some lawmakers are even questioning whether Shein's data collection practices pose a national security risk. What makes regulation challenging is that Shein effectively operates in the gaps between customs, trade, intellectual property, and labor law. Segment 4, Final Thoughts. Shein is a quintessential 21st century antitrust story. It's not about a company that became a monopoly by crushing direct competitors in a merger. It's about a company that has built a dominant market position by building its entire business model around a series of legal and regulatory gray areas. By leveraging a 1930s tariff rule, 2020's AI, and a factory direct supply chain, Shein has rapidly achieved a scale and dominance that was previously unimaginable. So the question becomes, in the world of modern fast fashion and low prices, are we comfortable with a market where the most successful players are the ones that are best at avoiding the rules rather than competing fairly? How the Shein loophole is eventually regulated or not will shape the future of global e-commerce. What are your thoughts about Shein? Are you a customer? Comment below and please share this video. If you found this video helpful and informative, please hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay honest, and come back for more Antitrust Insider.